Hello all, in this particular video, I will be teaching you how to create conditional pattern base. Now in the last class that we had seen how to create FP3, how to draw FP3, okay? So this step will resume after that, after we have created the tree, and you people have also submitted your assignments, so I'm sure that you know how to create the tree. So here in this particular diagram I have this tree already created. Okay, so from this tree we will now see how to find the conditional pattern. All right, so now we have to choose one node and start with that. So preferably we should always choose the node that is the leaf node. So let us see, in this particular tree we have I5 in our leaf, so we can start with I5, then go up I4, I3, like that. Okay, so we are beginning with I5. So for I5, so we write it like this, I5. All right, so if each node will create the pattern base. Now we'll see which are the patterns connecting I5. That means which is the list of nodes which is connecting to I5. So here in this diagram we have two nodes. So this is your I5 and the other I5 is here, I5 and I5. So we'll see which are the nodes connecting to these two items. All right, so first of all we have I2, I1, and the other one is I2, I1, I3. So that is jotted down here, and we have taken the first pattern is I2, I1, which is I2, I1, and then after writing the node we will write the value, the count, and the count will be the count of I5. Now I5 here is 1, so we put 1. Similarly in the next node I2, I1, I3, then the count is 1. It's not properly visible, but it's 1. Okay, we'll assign the count of this node I5 in this case. Okay, so 1 1 in both the cases. Come now to I4, the next node. All right, so in a similar pattern we'll see which are the nodes connecting. All right, so one is I2, I1. See, I2, I1, so we jot it down, and count is 1, so we assign that. Next is, this is another I4. There's only one node, so I2, and the value is 1. Okay, so that is clear. Then let's come to I3. First check where is I3. So I3 here, we can see I3s here. There are many three I3s, so that is why 3 sets. All right, now one more thing to notice here is that 2 of the I3s belong to one branch and one I3 belong to the other branch. All right, so 2 separate branches. Now this is to be considered because it will be utilized later on, this concept of separation. Okay, so we'll jot it down. First I3 will be I2, I1, and next is I2. Okay, you can check it here. This is belonging to this one, this branch, and this, the other one is I2, I1, which is the other branch. So one branch node, the other branch node. All right, now next is in the sequence I2, but I2 we will not consider. Why will not consider is that because I2 is directly connected to our null. So any node which is directly connected to null we will not consider. Then in that manner we might think that I1 also will not be considered, but I1 will be considered. Why? Because I1, though it is directly connected to null, but it is also occurring inside the tree. That is why we will find the pattern, frequent pattern. Okay, so but I2 we will not, because I2 is only occurring here and it is directly connected. So we skip that. I've written the explanation, you can read it. Okay, then come to I1. So I1, we are left with I1. I1 is just I2 for I1. Where is I1? I1 is this. So I1 through this node I2, and we will write the count, which is 4. Count of I1, which is 4. Okay, so one single node. So this is how we create the conditional pattern base. So I suppose it's clear. This is the first step. After the FP3 creation, we'll find the FP conditional pattern base. All right, so please read this note, very important. If you are confused, if you read this, it will be clear. And why I have drawn these two, underline these two, because they both belong to different branches. Okay, so that is how we create conditional pattern base. Next step after this is how to create conditional FP tree. Okay, so we will start with the same sequence, I5 first. Okay, so we have I5. All right, and in this case we know these two set, they belong to the same branch. This is the branch I2, I1, and I2, I1. So we will write it. Okay, so both belong to the same branch, so we will not separate them. Separate will be here, later on we'll see. Okay, and so we have to check this I2, I1, 1, and I2, 1. So we will see here, if you check here, you will see I2. I2 is occurring in both, and the count is 1 plus 1, 2. So we'll write I2, 2. Similarly, I1 occurring in both, and when you combine 1 plus 1, it's 2. So I1, 2. But I3 is occurring only in 1, and the count is 1. Alright. And here we have to consider minimum support also. So minimum support for this count is 2. So we will ignore this because the count is less than that. So we will only keep in our conditional Fb3 I2 and I1. Both 2, 2 count. Okay. I3 we are neglecting because it is equal to 1. The count is equal to 1 and hence neglected. So this is our conditional Fb for I5. Now come to I4. I4, these are the values. Alright. So we will pick up I2. I2 is common in both. So we'll write I2, 1 plus 1, 2. So in a similar manner, I1. Count is, I1 is only occurring in 1 and the count is 1. We will neglect that. So that is why we'll only write I2 with 2 count. Now I3. Now I3, as we have discussed earlier, belongs to two separate branch. So it is a bit different here. Okay, so we'll deal with this as one set and the second one is this next set. Okay, so I've written I2, I1 belong to one branch and the last third one belongs to the next branch. So we will count separately. For the first set, we'll write I2, 4 because occurring twice, and I1 occurring only in 1, so that is why 2. Now this is the second branch, so we'll treat it separately. I1 will write, and the node is, the count is 2. Separate, okay, we are not combining it. And similarly, I1 though only I2, 4 is there, so we'll just write that I2, and because it's higher than sub count, we will write here I2, 4. Okay, so that is how we create conditional Fb3. Then we have our next and the final step, which is our frequent pattern generation. Okay, frequent pattern generation. So here also we'll take up each node and then create the frequent pattern. This is your frequent item sets. All right. So this is pretty simple. Why? Because we will just do the process of combining of I5 to the patterns that we have created in our previous step. Okay. So let us quickly do the combination of I5 with this set. All right. So I5, here we have I5 and here we have I2 and I1. So we'll combine it. Now combination is again like there are three possibilities of combining. I5 first will combine with I2, then with I1, and the last is all together I5 with I1, I2. So we will get three sets after of it. So we have first I2, I5. The count will keep the same, no changes, 2. Next one will be I1 and I5 with 2. Okay, and then the last one is everything together, I2, I1, I5, 2. And this will be the base count, the minimum count in the combination like this. All right, so we have 3 frequent item set here from I5. So similarly we have I4. So check I4 only one node, so we'll just simply combine with that I2, I4 and keep the count as 2. Simple. Okay, just combining this item to the conditional Fb3. Similarly I3. Now I3 we had these were the items. Okay, these were the sets. So we'll combine it. All right. So I3 with I2 first, and count we keep will 4. Then I1 with I3, count is, now here I1 is here and I1 is here. We have separated it. Okay, we had given separate treatment. But for the sake of frequent pattern generation, that's why I've wrote it nicely here, that I1 is considered as a single unit. So this for the first time we are treating it as a single component. Okay, so I1, though we have written here separately in the previous step, we will combine it. We will treat it together. So that's why 2 plus 2, 4. So that is why we are writing here I1, I3, 4. That means we are taking it as one single unit. And last we know all together I2, I1 and I3, and keeping the minimum count, that is your base count 2. Okay, so that is I3. So I3 we neglect that difference, we put it all together. And then lastly I1 we have I2 only one, so only one possibility, I1, I2, and the count is 4. So this is how we create the frequent pattern list. Okay, frequent item set in a FP growth algorithm. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Please go through this video more than once and write it down in your copies also. Okay, prepare the note because soon I'll be asking you to submit that note. So go through the video. Any query, please ask in the group. Okay, thank you.